So, for this episode of Tactically Misguided, it was originally supposed to be our first live stream at Brewtail Pub and Arcade here locally in Wilmington. That was supposed to be our first relaunch of the channel. However, things didn't go as planned. So, no plan ever survives first contact with the enemy. We made do. I've put out some pretty good episodes since. I'm still doing this just myself at the moment. Who was supposed to be my compadre Ryan, he's just got too busy with family stuff and with his job as well. So with that, this episode is going to be about EOD Iraq with Master Sergeant Ryan Nastick. I hope you enjoy. It does get cut off at the end of the episode. That was about a 58-minute long episode. This is my backup. The original shot was from a system that we had set up to run the live stream. It didn't work out, but luckily I had my phone filming for the backup, so the audio quality's not the best. But hey, we've come up a little bit. We've got clip-on mics now. I have an actual camera to film with now instead of using my iPhone to film with, so that's good. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. This is EOD in Iraq with Master Sergeant Ryan Nastick.
Yeah,
there we go.
This is the singing songs of my voice.
With this. You just got your ass all in the camera. All in the camera.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. I'm just a dying breed, bred with amphetamine.
Everything, bro? How we going?
We're on?
Oh, we're live.
Yep.
What's up, everybody? This is Patrick from Tactically Misguided. This is going to be our first live stream. I know we took a very long break, about half a year, to kind of figure things out, but I've got a new compadre with me now. Ryan is going to introduce himself in a second. For those of you that don't remember, I did 8 years in the Marine Corps, 1833 AAV operator. Did 2 Northern Atlantic deployments, kind of, if you will, I guess. Yeah, basically for this first live stream, we were supposed to have our 2 local recruiters from the Army and the Marine Corps down here. Neither one of them could get off work in time because they're trying to push numbers, and nobody wants to join right now. So everyone's vagina, they don't want to go in. He just picked up a kid from MEPS that didn't even qualify. Yeah, that's why he's not here right now. But with that being said, me and Ryan are just going to shoot the shit for about 30 minutes. I'm going to go over his backstory, let him introduce himself, and we're going to just drink some beers and shoot some shit.
Shoot some shit indeed.
All right, Ryan. Who are you?
I am Master Sergeant Nastick A. Ryan, serial number 2782.
Nastick.
Nastick, that's right. I did 14 and a half years in the active duty Army from 2003 up until C-2, carried the 1. Roughly about 2014-ish. That's when I got out, and then I did about 2 years in the hospital for recovery. I was part of the 767th EOD, Special Group 2, Team 2. And I first enlisted as a Lemon Bravo in 2003 because I wanted to go over and do my thing. Because that era was, you watched 9/11 happen, you wanted to go over and defend your country, you know what I mean? And that's what I did. And then I got, honorably enough, I got selected to go to SF, make selections, make qualifications and stuff like that. And then we got split up to go to EOD, and no one really knew what EOD was at the time, and so why not? So I asked my instructor, what does EOD? He goes, well, it's infantry with explosive. And I was like, oh, that's combat engineer. He's like, no, you get to work with SF, Delta, SEALs, MARSOC, or now MARSOC, and you get to blow up shit. And I was like, dude, sign me up, bro.
It'll take 10 hours to get there.
Facts. Hey, man's gotta eat, bro. It takes 10 hours to eat, man. I'm telling you. especially the defects of the season, man. One fried eggs takes like 45 minutes to do. No, I'm not joking. Seriously, salt and pepper, eggs, takes 45 minutes. Weird. It's not powdered like it was in fucking basic. You know?
Or my entire cream corn career,
Yeah, right?
fucking powdered eggs in the morning with ketchup on top of it because the Nastick doesn't have anything else on ship for like a month.
Facts.
Fucking rice and eggs, powdered eggs.
Ketchup makes it taste better.
That's all we had.
Oh, yeah?
Tried mustard once at the Nastick store.
Yep. So yeah, I did that, and I got deployed. Out of my 14 years, got deployed 8 times. Got Afghanistan 3, Iraq 4, Djibouti twice. One deployment that I still can't talk about. So that was fun. I'll tell you that. That was fun. Then I got injured in 2013. Spent about 2.5 years recovering and stuff like that from that injury. And I don't regret it, dude. I really don't. Like, anything I went through, I don't regret it at all. I really don't, to be honest with you.
I built you up and made you who you are now. Same with me. Minus the fact that, you know, I came in at the ass end of the war, so there wasn't really too much going on.
Right.
Some grab ass and don't step on the grass.
Yeah, I mean, you know, what was the saying in BCT was it bleed, red, bleed, red, bleed? Is that what it was? Were you doing the bayonet courses or green grass roads, red, or something like that? Is that what it was?
Something like that. Something like that. It was like green grass grows red.
Yeah, green grass goes red. That's what it was. So that's how like I look at the plan. I mean, like, when I was in, I mean, it was a different era when I was in, and it was a different, I would say genre, to be honest with you. And the guys I was with, we went in to do our job, and it was it's not what Hollywood makes it out to be, you know what I mean? Different.
So you mean it's not like Lone Survivor?
No, I would not compare it to Lone Survivor because Marcus Show is a fucking badass. So.
You're not walking away from explosions every 5 seconds from your back.
No,
Like
Hurt Locker is I'm sorry, the biggest piece of shit we were in.
I completely thought that's what EOD did.
No.
I still think that's what
No,
he did.
because you and I both know that one track does not roll out all up the gate with 319.
Absolutely.
So that was the biggest.
That one track will break down in about 10 minutes down the road.
Yeah, about 50 feet.
And who's coming for them?
The wreckers, the mechanics, the 88 mics who take longer than the EOD to come out.
Fact.
That's a true fact. So that's my little backstory. I mean, I signed up when I was 17. I can tell you to this day now, but I still remember 9/11. Watching it on TV, Mrs. Hall's chemistry class. It was a Tuesday. It was 7:45 in the morning. First class I had. And she was in a fucking TV in this little fucking rolling belt, dude. And I was like, oh, fucking pop quiz, bro. Nope.
Fucking movie day.
Fucking movie day, right? You know? No, I watched, it was the first tower got hit right then and there, and then I watched the second tower get hit, and that was my Pearl Harbor. So like our grandparents living through that, so that was my Pearl Harbor, and I dropped all my baseball scholarships, I dropped everything, and sorry Dad, I forged your signature to join the military, and never looked back on it. So I told you I was a mechanic, but I wasn't. You know what I mean? I mean, it was just
ish.
ish. I mean, I
Was they cut the blue one or the red one?
No.
I don't know. That takes mechanical skill, I think.
yeah, I mean, fixing I mean, it was always the air hose and the radiator hose always went out in the Humvees. So,
Facts.
yeah. I mean, you guys took like 2 years to get a radiator hose. I took 8 months. You know? But we had still years to fix ours.
And we probably stole it back.
Yeah, right. But it was fun, man. I enjoyed it. I encourage young soldiers and young Marines and sailors to join. But do it right, because it's technically peacetime now. But just do it right, man. Like, go in, do something that you can fall back on, like aircraft mechanic. Because right now, I just looked online right now, to be honest with you, Boeing, For an aircraft mechanic, 150 a year starting, bro.
Damn.
Yeah. What are we doing?
I'm working in a shop with guns and sitting here talking to you.
I'm a GM of a brewery right now. Like, 150? So, like, our neighbor, his son is
So
from.
just done that right away.
I'm not gonna do that too. Lovely crowd we have right now.
Lovely crowd of 2 people.
Hey, it doesn't matter, man. I mean, we got 7 Mom listening to us right now. What's up, 7 Mom? Love you.
And all the funny degenerates that are over there. And the stolen valor assholes. If that dude haven't watched it.
Throw that out there.
I did, I'm still salty.
No, it's just. So our neighbor came up to me. Her son is doing JROTC national, which is maybe ROTC, right?
Yeah.
I asked him, I was like, well, if you're gonna stick with it, are you gonna go to, you want to go to college for ROTC? Because I want to go to the academy. So what are you gonna do with the academy? Well, I want to go Army or Navy, or Army or Marines. I said, well, you gotta go to the Naval Academy because they're split.
Yeah.
I said, well, if you go Marines or Army, what would you do? Well, I want to go infantry. And I said, no. Do not go infantry right now. Because 1, there's no fucking point. 2, there's no fucking point.
Well, you say there's no point, but we're looking at our track record. We're a little bit overdue for a war again.
That is true. I mean, we did
We're
hit the,
fucking really overdue,
I
actually.
mean, actually, if you think about it, this year we hit a 20-year mark in Afghanistan, which we are still there. We're not fully evacuated yet.
Yep.
So that's a topic for another night.
That's next week's topic.
Ding, 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 ding.
I have a couple of people that have choice words about that.
Yeah. So I told him no, and he said why. Gave my reasons why. Like we're in peace time. We're doing our thing right now. So I asked him, what else would you like to do? Well, I want to be a mechanical engineer. So go be. We're gonna sub.
Or let's be honest, just go fucking Air Force and call it a day.
Space Force.
Yeah.
Space Force.
If I could redo everything, one, I would have done way better in high school and not missed 50 days during my sophomore year and completely fucked myself over.
But
And actually paid attention a little bit, so I scored higher than a bullet sponge on the ASVAB, and I would have gone Air Force. You know, I would love to ride a fucking unicycle when you're doing a 1 mile fucking run on Fridays and then go shove your face full of fucking chow afterwards, like really good chow.
Steak and lobster.
Not every day.
steak and lobster.
I don't know if it's every day, but I just
Every Friday. That's what it was in Taji. It was every Friday. No, it was just like I told him, I was like, if you want to go to mechanical engineer, man, like Navy, Air Force, like that's the way to go. That's the way to go.
See, like this kind of rolls into that. The number 1 topic that I was going to talk about was like why you would join now.
Yeah.
And it's like when I joined, it was at the ass end of the war, but see in my head I didn't realize that. So I was joining to go fight. I was going to go find fucking war.
Right.
To find a purpose, not because I wanted to go get fucking free college and all the other bullshit. Or, you know, like the enlistment bonuses that every other branch gets other than the Marine Corps. So that is your bonus. Just being a Marine.
Yeah. I mean, you're the only branch that can call themselves a Marine. I mean, you guys are, it's a title. It really is. Like, I don't care what branch you're in, if you're Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, Army, Marines, like, you are the only branch that has a title, is Marine. And it's never ex-Marine or I wasn't, you are a Marine till the day you fucking die. Which I have utmost respect for, but when you guys are first in and last out, you clean up behind this mess. So,
Very true.
I'm just throwing that out there.
You're gonna get me all teary eyed.
I'm just saying, man. I mean, you guys are first in, you do your job, and we come and clean up your mess, and you clean up our
Fuck, I was
guys.
expecting like witty banter right now. Like, where's the fucking crayon goes?
Oh, that's what we forgot on Sunday.
To raffle off crayons?
Yeah.
Okay, for those of you that don't know, we did a really big event here at Broomtail for Memorial Day. So we did a couple of raffles. I was here for the company that I work for, setting up a booth and everything. It was really fun. We raised how much for Folds of Honor?
We raised over 17. I can actually give you the real number. $1,787.24. We raised over for Folds of Honor. And those who do not know Folds of Honor, they are a Gold Star charity for Gold Star families that goes towards healthcare, education, food services, home services for those who have lost loved ones, brothers, sisters, fathers, mothers, grandparents, and stuff like that during the time of war. And we raised over almost $1,800.
Yeah.
So, in their standpoint, every $100 is one family. So we raised money for enough for 18 families.
But Preston still won a cheesecake.
And Preston still won a cheesecake.
With all the raffle tickets bought, Preston still won a fucking cheesecake.
Yeah, that fat Marine, contraband.
That fat Marine has his own
Fatty cakes, bro. And he's a fitness instructor.
Yeah. Fuck. What did he do with that? Like, look at it?
He left it here while he was at Submom.
Please tell me something took it.
It's on the broken right now.
So that's something else that I was trying to do with this too, is every week get a local veteran-owned company, get a representative from them on here to talk about their time in and their success afterwards and how they got to the point that they've gotten to. So Preston, that we're talking about, he was one of my guys when I was in. He was kind of...
You're his team lead, right?
I was his,
squad?
I was his NCO.
Okay.
You got to remember tracks is set up differently. It's kind of the same but larger scale as far as how a platoon is structured.
Okay.
So instead of fire team leaders, you would have. So instead of fire teams, you've got fucking crew chiefs, and then you've got section leaders for the squads, right? So I showed up here. We had no fucking NCOs in my platoon.
Right.
Preston knew me as a lance corporal for about a week, and then I picked up corporal and I ran the show. And I was basically the fucking platoon sergeant, because there was two corporals that had just picked up, like me and somebody else. And our actual platoon sergeant was nowhere to be found because he was hiding out in the gym 90% of the time. And so I ran that, and me and Preston would butt heads all the time because he was that kind of dude that was break glass in case of war. Absolute shit Garrison ran. Absolute shit in Garrison, but knew his fucking job very well, which I respected and I loved. That's what I've always looked for more with my guys than anything, was I didn't give a fuck about what you looked like on paper. I cared that you knew your fucking, I knew your fucking, like, if you knew your fucking job and you weren't a fat piece of shit, then you were fucking good to me. And I could look at you and trust you that if shit popped off, that we would, like, you'd have my back, I'd have your back. You weren't gonna go fucking run into the hills and shit. Which we had a couple of foremen that were like that too.
Yeah, that's how I looked at my soldiers, man. Like when I got to team lead and then platoon sergeant and stuff like that, like if you're good on paper, so if you're a shitbag, pop smoke. You know what I mean?
I respected somebody that ran a fucking 300 PFT drunk or severely hungover more than Mr. Do-Right over here. Like,
talking about me?
Oh, not you.
Okay.
I'm saying.
I can do shit right. Let me tell you this, man. Sergeant First Class Christopher N. Gilman. Love you, bro, Mr. Bro. This dude, Bosnia vet, old head, Bosnia vet.
Damn.
Got Article 15 like 6 times. He was top. He was first sergeant. Got bumped down to a sergeant first class. Roughly, last time we hung out before his ultimate sacrifice, he would run a 2-mile. Before he ran a 2-mile, he would smoke 4 Marlboro Red cigarettes, crush 2, like 24, like the big fucking cans of Red Bull, crush 2 of them, and then eat a bacon and egg sandwich on white bread, and then run a 2-mile in 12.5 minutes. This is a Bosnian vet. This dude was like 47-ish, 45-ish.
It was kind of weird, because like the older you got when you came to
The
like
better you
EFTs, CFTs and shit, the better you were until you get out.
Until you get out, right?
Yeah, and then everything fucking catches up to you.
Yeah, if I run a 2 mile right now, I feel like Homer Simpson running to Dick Flanders' house in a marathon.
Shit, when I'm at the gym running, I just feel like I'm just like
Oh,
thumping
that's
loud
good
as
cardio.
shit.
That's good cardio. You know what my cardio is? 60 miles per hour.
There you go.
That's my cardio.
That you can buy at Broomtail exclusively.
Not a sponsor yet.
Not a sponsor, but that is actually where we're at, doing the podcast.
Yep.
Coincidence? Maybe.
Yeah, it's just like times are different. Like you said, the topic, like how is training now compared to when I was in, and compared to when you were in. So when I went in, my standpoint on the Army is I'm considered old Army, which is different.
Back in my day.
Back in my day when, be all you could be, I'm just a dude, playing another dude type of thing.
Playing a dude disguised as another dude.
Yeah, right? It was just like to have someone come in like on Sunday. I had like Army veteran that was 2014, 2020. Yeah, did his 4 years. Got out. He's like, oh, you're old Army. That's the first time I've ever heard that term. But old Army.
Oh, you mean before you could have your cell phones and take selfies on the fucking range day?
That's a topic.
And basic. Oh, that's part of this topic. That's what training is.
Okay. Well, shit. It's about to be an hour-long conversation. So, like, when I went in, when I left Fort Benning in 2003, the unit I was in, the training I was in, Charlie Company. We were the last graduating unit from Fort Benning with 80 years. That's the original camouflage that most people don't know about.
Before they switched to the gay ass freaking yeah, like the
I'm
grayish
digital. We're
weird
going to the
shit
desert.
that sticks out everywhere.
Yeah, we're going to the desert. Here could you.
I mean, that's fine. Like when we were doing the push, we were in fucking.
I mean, I was on ODUs when we did the push.
We were in fucking greens.
Uh,
Going in like.
Well, you had the mock gear rings.
Oh yeah, DCUs, but like all of our gear, like
Was great.
interceptors and shit.
Yeah.
It was
So
all
I
fucking
had the ODUs
tracks.
Yeah.
Big ass green target in the middle of it.
And with an orange cross on top of it for reflective. What the hell's that reflective? Big ass and orange.
For a fucking no clue, don't shoot.
Psychopath. But it's just I was considered the old Army, which was not the first time I recorded, but old Army basic training in Fort Benning, which is one of the, or it was it's the infantry school of the Army. Right? It's 3 years. You go infantry, you go to Fort Benning. It's an OSEC. It's one station training. And when I went in, it was again time of war. You train 8 weeks, graduated, you're gone. Right?
Yeah.
It was 8 weeks. Get the fuck out. You're going overseas. So when I went in, and I had Drill Sergeant Dominic Brown, who's a staff sergeant. I had Staff Sergeant Julio Sanchez, who, if you ever watch Sons of Anarchy, he looks like Juice, but like 100 pounds heavier. Like, he had the bald head with lightning bolts on the side of his head, like Juice. And then we had Master Sergeant Christopher Gilman, who became my squad leader when I became infantry. Because back then, your drill sergeants became your team leader, the squad leader, your pursuit sergeant. That's how it was. You trained with those guys and you left with those guys to go overseas. And I graduated through both phases.
I mean, we had the same shit. Phase 1 through 3,
Yeah.
and then Marine Week in phase 3.
Right. But you had the crucible.
Yeah, so it was like
Right.
after Crucibles in phase 3, it was basically your last.
Yeah, so our last week was
physical
considered
event.
gold phase, which is everything that you graduated. So, sorry, I'm parched. So I remember, so when it came down to combatives, hand-to-hand combat, first week of Goldface. We had like 3 weeks off. And Joe Swan Brown comes up to me and he goes, who do you hate the most in the unit? And it was all sitting in the circle. And I said, you know what, Joe Swan? You're the one that's been annoying me the most. I want to bout with you. This is when we were allowed to. He took off his campaign cap, took off his top. He was Dominic Brown. There was no drill sergeant, there was no nothing.
Yeah.
That just happened. So when that happened, he goes, okay, you want to fight me? Let's go. But we're not going to do it here. We're going to do it in the barracks.
Yeah, you gotta do it behind closed doors.
You're gonna sign a AR 76-1, which doesn't exist. So just throwing it out there. It's a discipline form of a drill sergeant, which doesn't exist. It's just a term that happens. And we went into a room that had no windows, had one little hanging light bulb, and he locked the door. And the first one to walk out walked. I walked out 2 days later. We graduated 2 days later. We had orders cut like that. We were gone. I walked out of that room with a broken rib and a broken wrist.
So
That was 2003 training.
So fast forward to 2012, when I was going through, we had a dude that was duking it out in heaven. One of the other guys, that was one of the squad guys, and he was wearing the freaking birth control glasses, right? So he got his fucking shit rocked. Glasses like broke into his eyes and shit, and he had to go get stitches and all that stuff done. And so like shit occurred like that between us.
Yeah.
And then drill instructors still put hands on him. Like I got clipboarded in the fucking throat one day.
Is the
because I
sandbox
walked
a real thing?
The sandbox.
Yeah.
At Paris Island it is. It's called the Island Hopping Campaign.
Okay.
Because they have all these little.
That's right. You were in San Diego.
No.
Oh, you were at the island?
Yeah, I was at the island.
So the sandbox is a real thing.
Yeah.
Like is it
The
like,
sandbox?
It's like a 20 by 20.
Yeah. There's like literal patches.
And they fill it with fleas, don't they?
They don't fill it with fleas. The
But
fleas are
fleas
just
are in
fucking
there.
there. So they
That's
used
a
to
real
give
thing.
us like this weird shit that we rub on each other, like not each other, not like that. That we rub on ourselves before going out to do PT and shit, or if we knew that we were going to be out. Oh my goodness. If we knew we were going to be out. Are you done now?
You never said that, right?
Oh yeah.
Hannibal Lecter.
Was it Hannibal Lecter or was it Joe Dirt first?
No, that's Hannibal Lecter. You said that.
If Joe Dirt puts the lotion on the skin, I get it, man.
No, but Hannibal Lecter said it first time. He said the Jodie Foster.
But yes, those are a real fucking thing, and you had to put this weird fucking pink crap on you before you went out to do. If we knew we were gonna be out,
So on top of that, you had to put pink lotion.
it was like pink lotion, dude. It was weird. It was supposed to keep the sand fleas away. It fucking didn't. That's what they said it was for. I don't think so. But like, still, like at that point, shit was still, like hazing still fucking occurred. And when I showed up to the fleet, you were still, it was nothing to take some fucking asshole, like some rude ass fucking, it was nothing to take some asshole fucking PFC or Louisville that fucked up. You gotta remember, even in Garrison, if you fucked up with tracks, any small mistake you make could fucking kill someone.
Yeah, that's true.
And or break a billion, like $1.5 fucking billion vehicle. But you know, you'd have like a Lancer or a PFC or something buck up, and then they would go promptly with about 4 or 5 other portals into the back of the track, race the ramp, and get dog shit beat out. And guess what that little PFC Lance Corporal never did again? Yeah, he didn't fuck up.
Senator.
He didn't fuck up, that's for sure, because pain retains. See, that's not the case. Because
No, because they
this
call-
entire new generation is full of fucking coddling.
They call
Yeah.
mama, and the mama calls the senator, and then
Yeah.
they
Mothers
have this
of
little
America.
thing called a stress card.
Well, see, we still don't have those. The Army has them.
Army, Navy, and Air Force.
We're holding strong. We don't got them yet.
Coast Guard doesn't have them.
It is. It has gotten to the point where like it's. I know in the Army that it's like you can't even really yell anymore.
Called corrective. Well, I was a drill. I was a drill for 2 years.
Yeah, you were telling me
Yeah.
about the.
Yeah, I was, so when I came down to my 10 years, so when you get 10 years in the Army, you have the option to go recruiter or drill. I was like, no, I'm not recruiting, because I'm not going to make it, man. I'm like, no, wrong job, nope, you didn't pass the ASVAB, because it's an 8th grade test.
Fuck off, Randy. I barely passed.
Yeah. So I don't take out letter, I see. No, so when I became a drill, it was, my first cycle, shark attack, campaign cap to the face, yelling, doing all this. And then my second cycle through, it was corrective discipline. So we couldn't smoke, couldn't tell roll right, roll left, bad walk, no. These, what we call future soldiers, warriors, whatever you want to call them, were given a little piece of paper that was called a stress card. And if one soldier were to pour it out, as I was collectively disciplining them, I couldn't talk to them for 24 hours. I'm sorry, you're an infantry school.
And see, and then that's the type of future Marines, soldiers that we're training to fight a future war too. Like, are you gonna pull that fucking stress card out when it's fucking
shooting at me.
when numbnuts has you dialed in on a fucking 50,
Even now, on 762, they got you down.
fucking 760, fucking 554R? Like, are you gonna flash a fucking stress card and have them fucking stop? No, that's not how that shit
Your
works.
team needs to yank your fucking back of your IVA and yank you down and call you a fucking. I'm sorry, and call you a bitch. Don't call you a bitch. And he's gonna demote you, Article 15 you, and then he's gonna give you a fucking discharge and get the fuck out.
Hey, if we were to go to war right now, there'd be mass calves in the first.
Oh, dude, the nine lines would be going off.
They're gonna have
every
to fucking
30 seconds.
memorize that shit to a T
Yeah,
off the fucking bat. Like, I mean, we already had to do it anyways, but like,
yeah,
off the fucking bat, every single one.
yeah.
Even your goddamn coats and all that shit.
I mean,
Like,
Doc that's working right now is screwed. You kidding me right now? He wouldn't know what the fuck to do. If something were to pop off right now, you know? It's the
I mean,
training.
eventually we would figure it out,
Yeah, eventually we would.
but we have mass calves in the beginning.
facts. It's just, that's a good one. But it's just like, the training now, dude, it's not training, it's summer camp, dude. Because the thing that got me out of being a drill was, like you said, cell phones. That's what it is, it's fucking cell phones, bro.
Fucking taking selfies on the range and shit.
Bro,
Fucking
bro,
amazing.
let me tell you, man.
Like,
I remember coming down, it was me, Sergeant Benson, who's now at Bragg. He's getting ready to get out, man. Love you, bro. He was the range officer, and I was the range NCO. And we come down, and this was my fourth cycle, so this was my last cycle out. I was getting ready to get done. And this is when they allowed cell phones. The soldiers were allowed cell phones 4 out of the 5 days. Just 4 out of the 5 days. So Tuesday through Saturday.
they were like,
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, no, Tuesday through Friday. Saturday was church, which is weird. And Sunday was church. But Saturday was church.
oh, fucking sidebar. I found God real quick in here. That's the one place for an hour that the drill instructors couldn't touch you. I found God real fast.
Yeah. I'll feel on that one.
You went in there and you're like, alright, I'm safe.
I went to the 3X.
We couldn't go to the
That was
They
my church.
marched you to church.
No, we were allowed to go to church on our own.
Huh.
I went to the PX and had that for like an hour and a half and then went home, or back to the barracks. Instead, I went to trip.
Wait, were you guys still in squad base? Or was it barracks?
It was barracks. I was third floor, Charlie Company, 233.
So that was also another thing too. Is like when I was going through MOS school, they were transitioning.
Alright, so you, alright. Since you say MOS food, Arby's, that's called AIT.
where you're doing your
Advanced
actual,
individual
where your actual,
training.
yeah, where you're
Okay,
doing your
okay.
actual job training.
Is Marines are called, like, I know you had the infantry school, Quantico and stuff like that.
So no, that was at depending on the coast, right? So
Oh.
SOI here, School of Infantry is at Geiger. School of Infantry is 3 months long. Every other Marine that does not have an 03 MOS goes to
Gotcha.
MCT, Marine Combat Training. They do that for about a month,
So every Marine
like a
has to go
month,
through that.
10 and a half ish. And then after your MCT, then you go to your follow-on school, right?
Gotcha. Does
So-
every Marine have to go through Marine combat training?
Yes. Not well, unless you're
Unless
03.
you're 03.
Because 03, that is your job.
Yeah,
So
okay.
you're doing that shit for 3 months because that is your job.
Yeah. So the Army is, if you have any combat MOS, you have to, what's called OSET, One Station Unit Training. So you have BCT for 8 weeks, and then depending on if you're MP, artillery, infantry, CAD scout, combat engineer, it was an extra 8 weeks to happen. So it was 16 weeks total at one station. That's
So like mine,
so if you went Fort Jackson for basic training, if you went 88 bike, then you would go to Fort Leonard, Missouri for 9 weeks and then I'd rather fucking truck.
which is dumb as shit. I got my fucking Humvee license in 2 weeks.
I never had a license when I signed up. I got my license when I wasn't like that. Because apparently driving a Bradley got you a driver's license.
Wow. I mean, if you can drive that, you can drive it.
I mean, I drifted with Bradley and Baghdad and Pop Trap, which was fun. Because we had time to take the bar out over the Sabres.
Yep.
Yeah, that was fun. It's like 140 degrees outside. We got Pop Trap.
So like when we were out in, we were around 29 Palms doing our ops and shit. So it's like literally any fucking country that really wanted to fuck us up on an amphibious landing, all they would have to do is throw fucking comm wire on the beach.
That's,
Once you hit the beach and you're buttoned up, you can't see what's in front of you
that,
until you're up like a decent span up the beach, and then you pop your fucking hatch or whatever, or go to combat lock.
yeah.
All that enemy's got to do is throw down an assload of comm wire, and it's gonna get caught in all of the sprockets, and then it's gonna take a maintenance
you're-
nightmare of hours to get that shit out.
You're tracked with LEDs, right?
No, LAVs aren't tracked.
Oh,
LAVs is Cadillac runs. Tracks go from ship
I'm
to shore.
thinking of the Striker, not mine. I'm thinking of the Striker Brigade, which is our LAD, yeah.
Yeah, that was your version.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was your version of the LAV.
Yeah. But you guys had like the track version of the LED.
So you guys had APCs, which
APCs
are like AAVs, except AAVs are fucking big aluminum hull, flat bottom.
that's a
They
Bradley.
they go
That's a Bradley.
they go in the from ship to shore like 2 clicks out, like splash off the ship with 21 fully combat load runs in the back.
You have 20 bike back that time?
No, so we hell no. We tried putting a fucking 30 on there. Like one of the when we were looking at options for other vehicles, because our shit was literally from the 70s. We had one upgrade, it was a suspension upgrade in the 80s that we rolled with.
Oh, my Bradley was.
Or no,
from
not in the
Venezuela.
80s. It was in the 90s because we rolled straight leg before that, and then they did a suspension upgrade on it. But that basic platform was from the fucking 70s.
Well,
And-
my Bradley was from You're super cool, dude. No, my Bradley was second push in it was Desert Shield and it became Desert Storm. So I had an OD2 Bradley that had bullet holes to them from Desert Storm on the armor on the outside.
Most of the tracks by the time I came in, I mean, they were all serialized, right? You know,
Yeah.
as everything is.
Right.
And all of them have been through Iraq, because if you remember, like the push in Iraq, 90% of the invading, unless you're recon, 90% of the invading force was tracks. Because our glorious leaders at the time thought that a big ass raid aluminum vehicle would be a great idea to load everybody up in that shit and run it to Baghdad. Didn't really work out very well. They ended up finally taking tracks out of Iraq in 2007, because if we got hit by an IED, dude, it was fucked.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I definitely know that.
But yeah, that's basically what it was. You loaded 20. I managed to squeeze in 25 nut butt grunts in the back with all their shit too, and my rear crewman and my mechanic. And we would splash, and like the ops that I did, we were out in the water we did one splash it was 9 o'clock at night, splash off the back of the ship. We were going through the fjords of Norway, and we didn't hit land until daybreak. So it was about roughly 5:30 in the morning once we actually hit this tiny ass little boat ramp to come in on. Half the track got stuck because the tide went out. They got stuck in some like real grimy muck stuff out there. And then as we came into, it was like a boatload of reporters and all that crap running around us trying to film us, and like I'm trying to communicate to them to get the fuck out of the way so I don't run them over, to the point where I didn't care and I just told my driver to keep fucking going. They'll figure it out.
It's just to get back up and talk about training nowadays. It's just
we kind of learn.
Yeah, we kind of want. Yeah, we can talk about whatever. It's not the same, dude. Like training. So if I was a drill now, I would retire and get out, because it's not. If something were to pop off, say next year, like the soldiers we have now, the casualties that we have in Iraq and Afghanistan, we're tripping. That's just my point of view.
I completely agree with that.
I just think training now is, if you want to join the military for the right reasons. And do your training, do your thing.
Too many people are joining that don't have the heart to do it. They don't have the
No,
heart.
because it's a way out. It's a way out.
Yeah.
Like,
And for some people that works as a way out, but then
Exactly.
you also have that mindset of I'm going in.
it's a job.
I'm not-
Like,
yeah,
it's a
it's not a
lifestyle. It's a job. Shit's given to you, bro. Like you take everything to advantage, like college, healthcare, housing. Like housing is the biggest thing. You get a free fucking room in a free house.
I don't know if you knew this or not too, but you get per enlistment, you rate one cosmetic surgery also.
Yeah.
So like I had my eyes done. I had LASIK done
Yeah.
to do that shit.
I mean, it's just.
But it was also like, it would get so specific on that say like this dude is married and he goes to the chaplain because he's depressed because his wife's boobs weren't big enough. I'm not even joking, this is an actual thing. He could complain that his wife's boobs weren't big enough and they would give her a free boob job. Like down to that level. I didn't know that until I was getting my
surgery
LASIK.
was free, so that's cool. But I just think like now like training it's summer camp, dude. It really is. They just need to quote unquote grow up.
Now let me ask this. Do you think it's harder now to be a drill instructor, drill sergeant now than it was when we were
Yes. I think it's harder on
I can agree with that.
Yes, I will.
It's so much easier to put hands on and
That's how you discipline, man.
Yeah. Other than trying to find ways of how to discipline but also not get
Like the verbal discipline, yes.
fucking
that's,
paperwork done on you.
Yeah, but that's one way to do it. So drop, give me 25. Cool, awesome. But if I'm a drill sergeant or a drill instructor, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. I'm gonna build you up from the ground up. I'm gonna remake who you are, because that's what our job was to rebuild you to go fight. And I'm not here to babysit you and do a guidance task. You know what I mean? Like that's how I think drill sergeants are now. Drill sergeants are. I don't say drill sergeants, but drill sergeants now. Their guidance task is for summer class. And it's just another notch on their belt. They get their rhythm, and that's it. That's how I look at training now. The training I went through, like I ran quarter heat. It is literally 3 miles up, 3 miles down, and you got 25 minutes to do both. With full battle rattle.
Let's give him something, Lord, we'll get him jumping. Oh, let's give him something to talk about. I'll be a savior, fucking innovator. God will give him something